You know, this isn't relevant to the review, but before I say anything, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 might be something everyone wants to go see this weekend, but if you want actually a great movie to go see, there was a recent movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once that, you know, didn't do well compared to this movie, so, you know, I recommend going see that movie too. Oh wait, people are gonna hate me now that I said that was an actual great movie, implying this isn't a great movie. That must mean I hate it if it's not great. Well, I guess you're just gonna hear my review of how I think it's just good. Yeah, I know, I sound stupid. Let's just get on with it. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The movie. The game. Okay, I'm done with the stupid jokes. Well, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be, for better and worse. The sequel to one of the best video game movies ever made, by default, sure. But I think it is still good. I like the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I remember seeing it with friends who invited me to go see it with them, and I was the only one after seeing the film that said I liked it. What do I think of Sonic the Hedgehog in general? I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do like him. I actually vaguely remember it being one of the first things I ever watched on YouTube, which was a compilation movie of Sonic Generations. I don't remember if I understood it, I just liked the characters. But as I got older, there were other things that came out Sonic related that, you know, I did like as well, like the Sonic Boom cartoon on Cartoon Network. But as I actually got older and understand things much better, I was able to look up videos of people talking about Sonic to actually, you know, learn of his history, playing some of his best games like Sonic Generations or Sonic Mania. Playing the first two games on a compilation on Switch. And as I always said, what I didn't play, I learned by looking it up on YouTube. That counts, right? Anyways, I think the character itself is cool. Of the times, sure, yeah, it is imported. Not a personal favorite or something I hold dear, but I respect it nonetheless for what this character has done and for all the things they use this character wrong with. He's been in a better movie than Mario, so that's gotta mean something. But yes, I actually liked the first movie a lot. I first thought of it as above average, but now I consider it a legitimately good movie and nothing more. Which is what I think of this movie. Again, for better or worse. So sorry I don't think it's a great movie, I just think it's good. I'm sure someone's gonna want to punch me in the face for saying that. Anyways, yeah, so this movie is written by Pat Casey, Josh Miller, and John Whittington, and directed by Jeff Fowler from the first film. Minus John from being a writer for the first film. Actually, why do I say it like it matters? Anyways, they returned to give a sequel that I think was given what it should be. I liked the first movie, but I thought the sequel had so much more potential with new things it could add, like Tails, Knuckles, the Chaos Emeralds, and it was kind of what I thought it would be from the trailers. Given what I said though, what's the movie actually about? It's been almost a year since Sonic, voiced by Ben Schwartz, has taken up residence with Tom Wachowski, played by James Mardsen, and Maddie, played by Tika Sumpter, where he wants to use his powers to become a hero in the vein of being a vigilante or superhero, but he's still young and makes easy mistakes. Tom tells Sonic his time will come for him to be a hero. That time does come sooner than he thinks, since while Tom and Maddie are in Hawaii for Maddie's sister Rachel, played by Natasha Rothwell from the first movie having her wedding, Sonic is home alone and at peace of mind when Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, shows up and has brought up a new partner to take down Sonic. Knuckles, voiced by Idris Elba, who has a vendetta against Sonic, but Sonic is rescued by Tails, voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessey, who came to warn him, but the two stumble upon a bigger plot. Sonic learns his late guardian Longclaw sent him to Earth not only for his protection, but to be the guardian of the Master Emerald. That, in the wrong hands, could mean doom for them all. So now Sonic and Tails team up in the race against Robotnik and Knuckles to get to the Master Emerald first. Great sub right there. Get rid of the human characters, because going into movies like these, they have nostalgic characters alongside original human characters. The humans are the worst part of the movie. Ho ho ho. I remember you, Smurfs. Anyways, yeah. But this movie is not what I thought going in, but also at the same time. If you're wondering why, if you're saying, oh Jake, did you actually go see this movie out of your own choice? Where are you, a child? No, I'm 18. Take that. I'm 18 now. Who am I proving this to? Anyways, no, I took my 10-year-old brother and his friends to go see this movie, and yeah, it'd be weird if I saw this movie in general on my own, since this is a kid's film. And as an adult, you will either find this, what's the right way to put this? You'll either find this movie alright enough to sit down, or be annoyed as you have to be there for your kids to watch. That's mostly because the movie's comedy is awful. Not to say I didn't laugh, but if it weren't for these actors doing such good deliveries most of the time, on paper, this would be awful. From the trailer, I knew they would have forced pop culture references that don't make sense. It's like the snowboarding scene and Sonic calling Knuckles the Winter Soldier, and despite it having nothing to do with that character, he says it because they're surrounded by snow. So at least the kids will laugh like, winter! They're surrounded by snow! They actually try to also compare the Masked Emerald to something from Ghostbusters, even though it's nothing like Ghostbusters. And these are just some examples. Compared to the other most recent film I saw, Everything Everywhere All at Once, where the movie works where the comedy feels natural from characters since they don't feel like they're being funny on purpose. They feel like actual dialogue the characters would say given their situation. Here the comedy is just something your kids will laugh when they, hear lame songs that are there for the soundtrack. Music years past being popular. Like the opening scene with Sonic, I was hoping they would do Cityscape, since music from Sonic games are so amazing, they had a live orchestra for it. With all the fan service, they can actually, have some of the classic songs there. No, they have to have, all these songs you don't listen to anymore. Here the music is just to make kids laugh. The dialogue is also unnatural for many of these characters. And sure, characters make jokes or references that are nice. And sure, Jim Carrey makes most of these bad jokes work because he's Jim Carrey, but many scenes he just mugs at the camera, way more than the first film, where there he felt like a wacky person who couldn't surround himself in reality, and here he's just a cartoon character. Like, it's still the same person, and I do enjoy him, I guess, but lots of times he's given too much to say when less is more. I feel like some people might say if this is made for kids, why be so harsh on the movie? Well, now that I am 18, I'm judging this movie if it wasn't just made for kids, because a good movie for all ages can be put on no matter how old you get. Such as with many Disney and Pixar movies, or other examples listing that would go on way for too long to actually do research for. So, I think my point is made for me, giving legit criticisms with this movie. With all that said, though, I did like this movie. More or less in the first film, actually, where they both have their pros and cons. The first movie is funnier, better paced. I mean, this movie is 20 minutes longer, and I wouldn't say it feels 20 minutes too long. More so, 5 to 10 minutes, since the human characters do serve a point in the story, and don't drag the film down. But there are two scenes that should have been cut or rewritten to not have these characters that serve no purpose in the story, which are Stone or Wade, with Stone doing one thing, but both of these characters do nothing that are crucial to the story. They're only here because they were in the first movie, but you don't need them. I thought with the human characters cutting back to them would drag the film down, but those scenes are funny and charming, and I do like seeing him interact with Sonic still. I do feel like Sonic, Tom, and Maddie have become a family, despite how weird given the setup is. And they are given crucial things to do. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, since the reason they are in Hawaii could be rewritten for them to be at home, and still not knowing Sonic was on this globe-trotting adventure, with Tails. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Tails is in the movie. He's fine. I am glad they got the original voice actor back. I think that says a lot. And I do like how, when they had the poster, people were upset they didn't include the voice actress for Tails, because she's not as recognizable as a name as a non-screen actor, and I think that's commendable. But the character is kind of annoying, or, just way too wimpy, I guess. I do like the characters from the games, and the friendship he has with Sonic in the movie is better than most games I've seen the two in together. And honestly, I just thought there would be more of an arc for Sonic, or even Tails, about their friendship, considering Sonic's main arc from the first movie was wanting to be friends with people. Like, he felt lonely. He wants friendship and others to, take away his loneliness. That. And Tails looks up to Sonic, and their instant friendship is believable, even if you haven't played the games, in my opinion. But it doesn't feel special. Or doesn't feel great or unique in any way. It just feels like two buddies who get along, which is fine. But it could be better since they become friends, and I like their interactions. But nothing becomes interesting out of it. I don't know, I wish there was an arc for maybe, Tails to, not have to rely on Sonic, or maybe they realized that near them who they really thought they were. I don't know. Also, he's, knocked unconscious for, a part of the movie, so it's Tails? Oh yeah, I forgot Tails was in the movie, What I think most people will agree with me is what is the most interesting part of the movie, which is, my favorite part of the movie. Knuckles, who is played by Idris Elba, who is one of those actors who, no matter what role he's given, even a red anthropomorphic echidna from a 90s video game, he's pitch perfect as his character. Since, Giraffe, for example, he thinks everything he says is serious, or doesn't try to be funny, which makes him funny. When Knuckles says something funny or not, it's a line it feels like this character would say, which is how comedy in movies are missing more and more as time goes on. I do love the backstory where I almost thought I would go the Frozen 2 route for Sonic, but both sides do provide an interesting viewpoint on why Sonic has this self-appointed rivalry, with Sonic. But neither sides are wrong for it. And if he is getting his own TV show, I'm hyped. And again, I feel like I'm still being very cynical, though, for all I've said prior. Like, if I was young enough, I probably would love everything about the movie, but I'm not going to say it's just fine for kids. I mean, one of the first lines I think Sonic says in the movie, and I could be wrong, is, "Holy crap." I could be wrong, sure, yes. But that's not what I particularly mean. It's just, yeah, it's fine for kids, but for adults, you're gonna love it or hate it. And probably what you thought in the first movie, minus pacing and humor, is better here with the action and character actions. Since, yeah, I'm pretty biased because I already know who these characters are. And I do love seeing Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles on the big screen together, taking down Robotnik. The movie is very effect-heavy. Like, I could tell what was green screen. But there are also references to the game stuff. Even if you don't recognize them, you still can follow the story. But it means something that, yes, I can recognize Sonic swallowing an air bubble underwater. It's just one example. Although, if they were going to do any pop culture reference, it should have been one during the climax where, whether you're a fan or not, and I'm pretty sure most Sonic fans would know the famous thing from the games, always joked about ripping off, should have been addressed. I would have added. That's like the one thing, if I had to, I could add. If you actually can't figure out what I'm talking about, then I don't know what else to say. The movie is predictable. It feels like the first draft they wrote. Many things could have been rewritten or shortened, but for honestly what could be one of the best video game movies I've ever made, that is what this is, because, it is still by default. And hey, a good video game movie and its sequel, that is an accomplishment. Overall, this is what I thought the movie was gonna be, and one or two things are different, I guess, but it's still what I thought the movie was gonna be. And it is what I expected it to be. And I'm not disappointed. Sometimes things are a bit underwhelming, but I'm glad, despite now being 18, I did go see this movie, I guess. And it was nice seeing my brother smile afterwards, since he had a good time. Although, it definitely made me feel weird, like when I went to go see Scream a couple months ago, and I recognized a YouTube cameo for something I seen, but my dad didn't, and then there was a YouTube cameo my brother told me I didn't recognize. It really makes me now feel old. Oh, being 18. I'm already an old person. Anyways, overall, how would I describe Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in one word? It's cute. Yeah, that's what I'm going to end this off with. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is cute. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a cute movie. You'll either love it or hate it. And that's all I can really say. I give Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a 7 out of 10.